What's going on, everybody? Greg Ehrenberg here from OddsShopper. We are about to kick off the weekend with the best NBA bets of the day. So as you come in, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and as per usual, leave any comments about whatever questions you have or just thoughts on my bets. If you like them, you hate them, whatever you feel about them, always let me know below. And I do appreciate any of the engagements that we get around here. And yesterday was mildly profitable in the NBA betting video, ended up going 1-1 on the bets. But also ended up having a bet in our premium betting Discord channel, which ended up winning. So that was what made the day slightly profitable. Yesterday, I had a college basketball bet that I threw in. It was on Northern Illinois. I used some of the tools on our site to help me find that bet because I don't really know all that much about college basketball, but I've actually been really profitable betting on it just using the different data and tools that we have over on our website. So I bet Northern Illinois at -178 because every other book had them listed at like -210, -220, just stuff where the odds were closing north of -200. But FanDuel had it only -178, so it stood out as some good value. We ended up betting that and won. So that was the one bet that I had in our Discord channel. And then on the NBA betting video we had yesterday, ended up going 1-1 on those bets, and neither of them were remotely close. We had Clint Capella hit the over on his rebound prop pretty easily. And then Devin Booker, I had for under 2.5 threes. He hit his over really easily. He actually hit his first 3 threes of the game. He was absolutely on fire. But either way, not going to complain with 3 bets and going 2-1 on them overall. And if you guys want access to that Discord channel, click on the link below. 50% off your first week. And it's not just myself, and there are all the other guys on the YouTube channel. Eric, Ben, Lofty, Aton, we're all in there answering your guys' questions and posting some additional bets. So if that is of interest to you, that link will get you 50% off your first week. But let's talk about the Saturday NBA slate to kick off the weekend. These are the best bets of the day. To kick us off here, a player who's being undervalued is Jalen Green. I'm betting him for over 2.5 rebounds in our projection in NBA Bet Pro, which if you guys want access to 1-week free trial, clicking on the link below. We have him projected for nearly 4 rebounds, and 2.5 is a really low number, especially when you consider some of the overall season averages for Jalen Green. He is averaging 3.9 rebounds per game for the season. Now, if you look at his minutes as of late, they are down, but keep in mind that he's returning from an injury. So against the Oklahoma City Thunder, Jalen Green suffered a groin injury, missed a couple of games, came back, played 19 minutes his first game back, next game back, last game, ended up playing 29 minutes, pulled down 3 rebounds. So considering he played 19 and then 29 minutes, and we're getting an unrestricted version of Jalen Green today. And this is as good of a matchup as we are possibly going to see him. And taking on the San Antonio Spurs, it is rare where there's a Houston Rockets game that just doesn't have that much risk of a blowout. But that's what we have here. Here's how unsure the books are of what to do with 2 teams that are fairly crappy and tanking. The spread for the Spurs-Houston game, it is a pick 'em. It is there's no line here. It is just even on both sides. With that in mind, this should be competitive. Jalen Green doesn't look like he's on any kind of minutes restriction. He's averaging 3.9 rebounds per game for the season. 2.5 is too low of a prop. I like the over. If you guys haven't signed up for DraftKings Sportsbook yet, here's a really easy way to make $150. Sign up using our link, and then you place a $5 money line bet, and whatever the first $5 money line bet you place over at DK Sportsbook, it pays out $150 as long as it wins when you sign up using our link. And there's some massive favorites today across different sports, but the one I have my eye on, MMA. I'm a big UFC fan. We've got Bo Nickal making his MMA debut, arguably the best prospect in the history of the sport, one of the more decorated wrestlers in the history of the sport. He is a massive favorite today against Jamie Pickett, one of the biggest favorites you'll ever see for a UFC fight. And if you throw $5 on him after signing up using our offer, when he wins, it pays out $150. So take advantage of this offer and make sure to sign up clicking on that link. If you or anybody you know has a gambling problem, call or text the number 1-800-GAMBLER. Now for my second bet of the day, and only 2, it's another smaller slate today, and I've got Trae Young for under 2.5 threes. And there was a point in the past where Trae Young was a really high volume and a fairly efficient 3-point shooter. That's just not been the case this year. And actually, him and DeJounte Murray have really struggled from a chemistry standpoint. To this point, that Hawks trade has kind of looked like a disaster. It's been overshadowed by the Rudy Gobert trade, where people are constantly harping on how bad that trade is. Well, DeJounte Murray trade looks just as bad, especially because Trae Young and DeJounte Murray have not played particularly well together. We've seen the Hawks are actually considerably worse than they've been in previous years with DeJounte Murray, and part of it too is the offense just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense with the two of them paired together. The floor spacing hasn't been as good, and as a result, we've seen lesser 3-point shooting for Trae Young, who actually have projected to make less than 2 threes today when he has that over-under 2.5 3 prop average. And There's a couple of reasons why for it today. First of all, difficult matchup against the Miami Heat. They play at a really slow pace, and they are a plus defense. Also, we've got the Hawks playing on the road on a tail end of a back-to-back that generally leads to slightly lesser performance. So Trae Young for the year is barely averaging over 2 threes made per game. If you look at some of the recent games for him, he did it 3 last night, but the games before that, 2 against the Wizards, 1 against the Nets, a good game with 3 against the Cavs before that. 1 against the Knicks, 2 against the Hornets, 2 against the Spurs. So if you go back to the last month of play, actually, since February 9th, there's only been 2 games where Trae Young has hit 3 or more three-pointers. I like that trend to continue. I'm betting Trae Young for under 2.5 three-pointers. So recapping the 2 bets that we have today, just a couple of them, but I think these are both pretty good value that we are looking at. I just talked about Trae Young under 2.5 threes, and then the other one that we have on the board, it is going to be that Jalen Green over 2.5 rebounds. Let me know what you think about these bets below in the comment section, whether you love them, you hate them, or if you just have other bets that you like, you want to ask me about or want to throw out there to the public. You can let that known below in the comment section. And before you guys leave, do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Good luck, and I hope you have a great weekend.